Hey everyone, it's September 7th, and that means that if today is your birthday, you share with British serial killer Graham Young, known as the teacup poisoner, who killed at least 3 victims as a teen and young man. And that is him right up there. Born in 1947, Young's mother died of tuberculosis when he was just 3 months old, and he was sent to live with his aunt and uncle until his father remarried in 1950, and the children were brought home to live with him and his new bride. Young showed signs that he didn't adjust well to leaving the only family he had known, and as he learned to read, he obsessed over stories about murderers and true crimes, which is very unlike any redheaded comedians you may follow. He had few friends at school, with teachers and students alike finding him creepy. The only subject he showed any interest in was chemistry, especially being fascinated by toxicology and the study of poisons. His classmates recall a time when he sacrificed a cat as part of an occult ritual, and he often tried to get them to ingest substances he created with a chemistry set his father had purchased for him. When he was 13, he poisoned a fellow student to see the effects. When the boy was placed in the hospital, Young was unable to observe him, so he switched his focus to his family since he'd have more access to them as his lab rats. In 1961, the family all showed signs of poisoning, including Young himself. His father thought that he may have been accidentally poisoning them with his experiments, but never considered that it could have been intentional. He finally killed his stepmother with thallium, and after his chemistry teacher at school contacted police, he admitted to having poisoned his fellow students and family. Young was sent to the Broadmoor Mental Hospital for treatment, but while there he managed to continue his experiments on his fellow inmates. One died a few weeks after he arrived, showing signs of cyanide poisoning. Young admitted to extracting cyanide from plants, but his confession wasn't believed and it was ruled a suicide. Administrators also found the food and drink supply frequently tainted with poison, but never tied Young to those events. In 1971, he was released, believed to have been cured. He told a psychiatrist during his exit interview that he planned on killing one person for every year he had been confined, but they did nothing with that information and let him out anyway. Young stayed at a hostel where other residents reported stomach cramps and other signs of poisoning, with one in such agony that he took his own life. He got hired on as a photographer's assistant, and his co-workers and boss all fell ill shortly afterward. His boss died that year, as did a coworker, both suffering from hair loss, sexual dysfunction, stomach cramps, and other unusual symptoms caused by ingesting thallium. He was finally arrested in late 1971 when he was found with a large quantity of thallium on his person and confessed to poisoning 70 persons at his firm. Young was found guilty at trial, receiving 4 life sentences. His case led to reforms in Britain over how mental patients were assessed for release, and while in prison, Young befriended a young inmate named Ian Brady, who later ended up poisoning victims in what were known as the Moors murders. You can learn more about Ian Brady in my video on January 2nd. Young died behind bars in 1990. If this is your birthday, I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know someone whose birthday it is today, send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Graham Young, I say, happy birthday, you bastard.